I want to talk about this position. If I come in, let's say I got like a shitty shot, but I was able to grab the knee, he sprawls out on top of me, and I get into this position. I see a lot of people, especially newer guys, that struggle with how to finish from here, but we have to understand a few things, right? First off, if this guy's on top and I've got this leg locked down, his best bet is to get some form of either front headlock, body lock, and start sprawling this leg back as much as possible, because even if I'm a stronger guy, if he really sprawls this leg back and is able to freeze right there, if you can see like how far stretched my shoulders and wrists are from this point, I can't hold on anymore. And at some point, especially when he's putting this cross-face pressure on, that grip's gonna break. Again, depending on what sport we're in. If we're in MMA, whatever, they can just start pounding on you. They can go for front chokes. He can look to just take the back from there. So like, if I lose that grip, I'm in a world of hell at that point. So what I see a lot of people do, other than just locking down, is they just kind of like drive in like this without really any clear direction. They're essentially trying to like just finish and blow back on a double leg, which again, as I'm doing this, he's just gonna sprawl out and I'm gonna lose that position altogether. So if anything, what I wanna do from here, the moment I lock on, one, I wanna make sure that I connect my head to the thigh, connect my shoulder traps to the thigh, and I just wanna hold on to this as tight as possible. But again, I'm not looking to stay squared up with him. I wanna at least come up off my knees up into my toes a little bit. Even if he's got like a body lock of some sort, I can still come up here a little bit and start walking off to the side. Now, as I start doing this, the focus at this point is to start putting pressure on this knee. Once we get off to the angle like this, what I'm essentially looking to do, now, I wanna start peeling this back heel back, essentially, and what I'm looking to do is, as I start pulling this heel back, I wanna keep this knee in place, because what's gonna happen is all that pressure is gonna go to the knee. If I just sit here, again, he's gonna look to start getting out, but his goal is gonna be to get his knee up and over my wrist as quick as possible. Yes, so once I lose that knee control, even if I'm grabbing and I start grabbing the ankle, again, he can easily just kind of knee slide out of this and get out free. So I have to make sure that I keep this knee protected, which is also why I don't usually reach with my hand to grab this heel. I'll keep my grips up here, again, whatever grip you prefer. I'm gonna take my near side leg and actually look to step over and start peeling that heel out. As I start doing this, again, as I'm locking this knee down, I'm gonna start putting all that pressure on the knee. So if we were in this position and he's really resisting trying to sprawl, and I manage to start putting this pressure, it's gonna start preventing him from sprawling, but he's also gonna start shifting his weight to this back leg, because again, it's gonna be difficult for him to stand up. Once I have peeled this, the next step that I look to do is I usually go to pinch with both my thighs. So now I've got a pinch on the shin, I've got my grip around the knee. Now I'm in a position that I can look to finish this from here. So if he's kind of just staying where he is right now, I'm gonna maintain this grip. I'm gonna trade my hands up. So I'm gonna take my outside hand, maintain the grip around the knee. I'm gonna take my inside hand and actually reach across and grab the ankle. As I do this, I'm going to start driving my shoulders in as I'm looking to start pulling the ankle. And again, now I'm just looking to put pressure on his hips while also maintaining pressure on the knee, so that eventually I can look to just buckle his hips and then we start working up the body. So as I start putting this pressure, as he starts shifting, I'm gonna release this grip now, also reach across, grab the knee, and then all at once, as I drive in, I just pull the knees towards me, get him to buckle his hips, and then from here we can start climbing up the body. If he decides to post up on this forearm to start fighting it, again, I can easily reach across, get behind the grip, start locking this down, and essentially I can start working different body lock transitions. We can get all the way up and we can look to take the back from there. Now, one thing to kind of understand from this whole process is gonna be a fight, because this guy is gonna be looking to sprawl out still and try to square back up with me. So you might have to kind of play this game a little bit, but once I can maintain this grip, this pinch becomes crucial. Now, the second part that this becomes crucial is one of the defenses for him is to actually just kind of sit and turn into me, because now he just took all the pressure off his knee, but what he's actually giving me is a single leg from here. So if we come back a little bit, if I understand that that's what he's looking to do, the moment I start feeling him turning to sit, I'm actually going to come up with the single leg. However, I'm not going to just hold it. I typically prefer to actually pull straight back. So once I come up, I'm actually gonna pull back and then just progress right into it, whether I get side control, whether I get back control. Again, it's all gonna kind of just depend on how he turns, but it's just understanding where his next motion is. We get in here, he starts looking to turn, come up, rip, and we can kind of progress from there. You do have the option too, if he does start trying to just turn and sit in, that I can kind of just come and I can look to body lock from here. But now, again, I risk the idea of him looking to play butterfly guard if he's able to get these knees in. So my option, my preference is if he goes to sit. That's one of the reasons why I do like to come up and play the single leg. And again, I don't necessarily just have to pull back. I can kind of play this posting game. I can post on the thighs a little bit, back step, again, whatever you want to do. The last reaction you'll see, and this typically happens once I get here, even before I get this step involved, is if we're going from here, the moment I cut this angle, exactly, guys are gonna start whizzing and trying to lock you down a little bit to start putting pressure on the shoulder. So if this is the case, again, I wanna give a little bit of resistance back so I know he maintains this pressure, but I'm gonna make sure I pulse with this opposite arm. Same time that I do this, I'm now going to dead arm, come all the way around, grab that far hip, and then from here, I can buckle, I can look to gift wrap, I can come up, look to take the back. Again, we can start attacking from there. Just understand as a whole, if you get, and again, typically this position, I either get to this off a shitty shot, terrible double leg, terrible single leg, maybe I kind of just get here and he immediately sprawls, but I still have a close enough grip, we can go from there. Or if I was already in turtle and he kind of gets lazy in the front and keeps one of his knees close, I might lock on. The biggest thing, again, just to kind of take away from this, don't just sit here and squeeze. Don't just sit here and start pressuring into him. I immediately like to pop up, start working off onto the side, look to start peeling this leg back, get a good pinch with my knees, lock this down. Again, my preference is always going to be to reach across and just get him to collapse from here, because again, whether he tries to come up, I can still pressure him down. I can work up in the mount. I can work on the side control. I can essentially go to whatever position I want to, simply just off of that knee pressure alone. But you just understand it's not a position that I can stay in, because the moment he starts sprawling and pulling that leg back, again, he's got options from there too, and then I'm going to be on the receiving end of whatever he's trying to do. So if you do get off a shitty shot, you still have options from there. These are just a few of them. Give him a shot.